The Balloon Who Noticed by the Bashful Balloon, narrated by me, Luca Eliseo Lopez. It was the kind of afternoon that felt made for celebrating. The garden was dressed up in gold and pastel ribbons swaying gently in the breeze. Cupcakes sat in rows on the tables and the frosting catching the light. The music was playing soft, happy, the kind of music that makes your feet want to sway even though you're not dancing yet. It was a party, and everyone was there. Pip was there, a round balloon, blush pink, laughing so hard at something the bunch had said that they nearly floated right off the ground. The bunch, that cheerful cluster of balloon friends, was in the middle of everything as always, telling jokes, passing out treats, and making sure no corner of the garden felt left out. Or almost no corner, because over near Roberta, the old rubber tree, past the edge of the party, Breezy was floating alone. Breezy, an elongated balloon, mint green, usually the one stirring up a little bit of mischief, a little bit of wind, and a little bit of movement wherever Breezy went. Breezy was quiet today. Breezy's ribbons, usually trailing behind with energy, hung low and still. Breezy watched the party from a distance, watched the laughter, watched the cupcakes being shared, and said nothing. Nobody had done anything wrong. Nobody had been unkind. It's just, sometimes, when a party is loud and bright and full of joy, it's easy to miss the one balloon who's gone quiet at the edge. Minutes passed. The music kept playing and the laughter kept rising. And then, in the middle of it all, Pip stopped laughing. It wasn't anything that anyone said. It was just a feeling, a small tug of attention, like nothing was missing, or maybe one thing was missing, just like a puzzle. Pip looked around the garden, counted faces, counted friends, and realized it's Breezy. Breezy isn't here. Pip didn't announce it, didn't make a fuss, just quietly drifted away from the cupcake table, past the streamers, toward Roberta, the old rubber tree at the edge of the garden. "Breezy," Pip said softly, "you've gone quiet." Breezy looked startled just a little. Hadn't expected to be found. "Oh, I didn't want to interrupt the fun," Breezy said, looking down. "Everyone seemed so happy. I didn't want to bring anyone down." Pip didn't rush to fix it. Pip didn't say, "Don't be silly," or "Come on, cheer up." Pip just floated a little bit closer next to Breezy, right under Roberta, under that old rubber tree. For a moment, neither of them said anything at all. The party sounds drifted from a distance, the laughter, the music, the clink of cups. But there, under Roberta, under that old rubber tree, it was calm. "You don't have to be loud to belong here," Pip said finally. "I noticed you were gone, and that was enough of a reason for me to come find you." Breezy's ribbons lifted slightly. "You noticed?" "Of course I noticed," Pip said. "You're my friend, and I don't need you to be laughing loud for me to care where you are." Breezy was quiet for just another moment, turning the words over, and then slowly, something in their shapes softened, the tension easing right out of their ribbons, and their floating steadying. I guess I just thought I wasn't having big enough or obvious fun. That maybe I shouldn't be here at the party at all," Breezy admitted. "That's not how it works," Pip says gently. You just get to be here, however you're feeling, and that's belonging." They sat together just a little bit longer right under Roberta, right under that old rubber tree, saying nothing and everything all at once. Eventually, Breezy asked, "Will you walk back with me?" Pip said, "I will float with you." "I was hoping you would ask," and Pip smiled. And together they drifted back toward the party, not because Breezy had to perform happiness to be welcomed, but because someone simply paid attention. Someone had noticed the quiet and chosen to sit right under him instead of walking past. When they reached the table, the bunch looked up and smiled. There you are. We've saved you both a cupcake. Breezy smiled, a real smile this time, and took a seat right in the middle of the party. Not at the edge, not watching from a distance, right in the middle where Pip belonged all along. You know, here's what the story is really about. We all live in a world that's loud, full of parties, full of laughter, full of movements, people and places moving fast, and all that noise. It is easy to miss someone who's gone quiet. Not because we don't care, not because we don't want to pay attention or attention takes any effort. It just becomes slowing down. And sometimes everyone else keeps going while just that one person slows down. It takes stopping in the middle of a laugh to ask, wait, who's missing right now? Empathy. You know, empathy isn't always a grand gesture. Sometimes it's as small as Pip noticing an empty space at the table. Sometimes it's just showing up, sitting beside someone and saying, I see you, even when you're quiet, and especially when you're quiet. So today, maybe look around your own garden and your own party or your own room, maybe your group chat. Is there someone who's gone a little quiet, a little breezy, maybe a little breezy floating near the edge? You don't have to fix it, and you don't have to have the answers or the right words. You just have to notice. That's where the connection begins. I just want you to know that I see you and I am proud of you. You know, I am super proud of you. And remember, I want you to have a good day.